The next prompt we will focus on, I believe, is A. Explain how and why Goulding uses imagery to change the mood of the meeting place. So change implies contrast. Who had A? Who else? I believe there were two groups working with A. Victoria? Okay. Victoria, this is change. It's contrast. Contrast between which two chapters? 1 and 5. Excellent. Victoria, what do you believe the mood to be in chapter 1? Give me some words which describe the mood. Not what he said. How you felt about that place. Mood refers to the feeling that the reader feels through the description. How does that environment feel? I'm sorry? Right, imagery is the support, but what I'm looking for right now is the mood. No, go ahead. Victoria, I'll take you off the hook for chapter 1, but I'm going to put you back on the hook for chapter 5. So, Brian, what's chapter 1 like?
When I read it, I kind of felt like more like optimistic.
However, I understand. I think that's a second degree, and optimistic is not necessarily a direct mood in the same way that something like comfortable. That platform is described in such a way that it feels comfortable, in such a way that you feel safe in that place. Now, Victoria, you probably had some imagery which supports that. Do you have specific imagery which supports that conclusion of mood? Covered in what? Okay, pink platform covered in thin soil. Good. Does that really tell me comfort, though? I'm looking for a quotation that, okay, I'm looking for a quotation that really screams to me comfort, comfortable, inviting, safe. Faye? The water is warm, folks. The water is not cold and the water is not hot. The water is warm. The water is very inviting. It feels like a warm bath. There is something that is comfortable, something that is safe and inviting. The palm leaves, I believe, are described as feathers. The feathers of palm leaves, that metaphor is chosen specifically to go for comfort. All right, chapter 5, mood. I'm sorry? I'll take your word scary, Victoria, and I'll up the ante with threatening, and then we can contrast. What is the obvious and significant imagery change between chapter 5 and chapter 3? Do not ignore the obvious. He places the scene in chapter 5 at night. He places the scene in chapter 5 during the day. Obviously, the day, the sunshine, I can see where Brian's going with optimism, this comfort, this beauty, this safety. You want to be in that environment. Chapter 5, nighttime. The description of the irregular, sketchy nature of the fallen tree trunks and how dangerous they are. How things have been worn down in some places and overgrown in others. Everything is uneven. Everything is unkempt. This environment is unsafe, is threatening. Some people in period 3 were talking about it being degraded, something being fallen into disrepair, being chaotic. Why is he changing this mood? Anybody? Why has he changed the mood from chapter 1 to chapter 5 with this one place? What's he trying to show you? Brian? Very good. Deterioration of the group. Do you remember in the end of chapter 4, Brian, what event just happened? What catastrophic event just happened in the narrative? Oh, okay. I can't remember the title off that. Faye? They just missed the boat. They just missed rescue. And so what happens? We go back to a meeting, and this time the meeting is dark, and this time the meeting is chaotic, and this time the meeting is threatening. Now you can see what Goulding's doing with imagery. What would your claim be? Something like to express the breakdown of Ralph's tribe, Goulding shifts the imagery of the meeting place from comfortable to threatening. One sentence claim, very clear.